Hello and welcome to Trojans Live. First, the head coach Clay Helton, who sits at 3-0 still. We talked to him last week, so we'll try to move it forward. And ultimately, Coach, why was Saturday's game canceled?
Yeah, there's two things that they look at. The conference looks at. One is your total overall scholarship count, where you want to be 53 or above, and then do you have enough players at each position to be able to play the game? We were above the 53 count, but with the four positives, along with the contact tracing that went with those four positives, it took us out of one position group. Where we could not play the game. So I'm thankful to not only both universities, but the conference for working together to move back a Friday night game to Sunday to where both ourselves and Washington State can gain additional bodies back. So we can make this game happen. And we're crossing our fingers we stay healthy and safe this week. And keep trending in a positive direction.
Coach, obviously not able to practice last week. What were you guys able to do last week? And then what does practice look like this week if there's practice, or what can you do?
Yeah, we did another round of PCR testing today. Those results are finalizing tonight. We were virtual today. Our coaches actually worked on game planning over the weekend for Washington State. We went through the portions of that game plan, installing it virtually today. We're hoping for great results from our tests, and that will allow us to get back to some strength and conditioning, as well as some football-specific work on the field. Remember, today in a normal game week, today would be Sunday. Tomorrow would be Monday. And so Wednesday is actually our first full pad practice day of the week. So tomorrow will be a strength and conditioning light field work day if everything goes well. And then we'll move forward with a full pad practice on Wednesday.
How difficult is it to practice when you're decimated clearly at one position group?
You have to be creative. There's some logistical hurdles that you have to get around. But, we're fortunate to be able to, we're an execution-based offense and defense. So we went into this season saying, hey, we may be in this situation. So let's don't make wholesale changes to the system. Let's get really good at something. And so we picked the things that we wanted to be great at, be masters of, and said, you know what, our Bible's not going to be that thick. Let's cut it down to what we actually need. Let's be able to, if we lose some bodies, be able to put young kids in. So that was the plan at the beginning of the year, and it's come to fruition right now, where you're going to have some guys that are going to get their first opportunities to get meaningful reps in practice in preparation for a game.
Coach, you guys are sacrificing an awful lot. The coaches, the players are sacrificing so much. How disappointing was it for you when you got the information, and how did the players take that information, and what do you do to raise those spirits and keep them motivated for going forward?
Yeah, it hurts your soul because you got to remember our mindset right now is we're pouring everything into being 1-0 for the week. So all the mental preparation, the physical preparation, and you're just crossing your fingers. You get that chance to play the game you love. And this is our first time, getting the game taken away during this season. And it hurts your soul. I'll be honest with you. It was like a gut punch for me too. And I know our players, we understood how awesome a game this would be. You're looking at two undefeated football teams at top of the Pac-12 South. It was an extremely meaningful game to both teams on national TV. Day game on grass in the Coliseum. So there was a lot of excitement. And then when you take that away, it's like taking a great gift away on Christmas. You've been waiting to open that gift, and all of a sudden it's not under the tree anymore. It hurts. But like I told our team, I said, guys, it's time to turn the page. We've got another opportunity coming up with Washington State that we got to re-pour ourselves into, make that sacrifice, make those commitments to each other for our health and safety, but also in preparation for a good Washington State team that comes in here.
All right, let's look at that Washington State team. They changed head coaches in the offseason. Mike Leach goes to the SEC. Nick Rolovich comes in from Hawaii. How are their offenses different? They both have these great offensive reputations.
Yes.
What do you see as the differences, though, in terms of scheme and the way they get there?
Yeah, when Washington State hired Coach Rolovich, I thought it was a great fit because even though the systems are a little bit different between Coach Leach and Rolo, the philosophy is extremely similar. Spread the field, attack every inch of grass both vertically, horizontally, and between the tackles in the run game. They use primarily 4 wide personnel, spread you out all the way from sideline to sideline with really good athletes. And so they brought in, Rolo did a nice job bringing in, I think, a really talented quarterback, Jaden DeLora, a guy that we actually were recruiting too. He's done a tremendous job for them in their 2 games. They've got a really high-powered offense, and you see them putting points on the board right now with what they're doing. So I thought it was a really good fit for Washington State, and you can see their results. They played Oregon State extremely well and get a big win, and really for 3 quarters were stride for stride with Oregon in that game. So they present challenges. It'll be a good ball game.
Coach, where were you with injuries? Not necessarily COVID related, but where Marquis Stepp wasn't there last week, and EA. Where are those guys at right now?
Yeah, at the running back position, we get Marquis Stepp back. He looked really good last week. I know he's chomping at the bit to get back. Stephen Carr is fully healthy and ready to go. Defensively, probably the 2 major concerns is EA is still in concussion protocol and going through that, and Raylan Goforth, has that foot strain, that he's dealing with. We are going to test it tomorrow to kind of see where he's at. He is feeling better, but we're going to get him in some change of direction situations tomorrow and see where he's at.
Coach, in the past, you've been pretty open and honest about the expectations of this program and them being championship expectations, and the roots of that, the way college football currently is through the college football playoff. When you look at a season like this, though, where ultimately, you always talk about control what you can control, and you really just can't control how many games you play. And even if you win them all, realistically, it doesn't look very favorable in that regard. So do you just sort of refocus? Do you just refocus on that 1 week concept, which you've talked about a lot? Do you refocus the guys on the South? Hey, there's only 2 weeks left. You win them both, you're probably going to win the South. How do you try to refocus expectations? When I know you set them typically at the highest levels.
Yeah, definitely. We've had this 1-0 motto of really focusing on each and every week, but even to the day. That we've said that every day we get to step on the grass, whether it's practice or a game, is a gift. In the situation we're in and in the environment that we're in with this virus. So it's a gift to go out there and play. That's why you see us, I think, having a blast. I mean, we had so much fun at Utah, I can't even tell you, as a football team, just in preparation for that game, how the kids played. And now you look up and it's like you said, we control what we can control, and that's playing Washington State and then playing UCLA and then see where we're at. And if that leads to a conference championship game, man, terrific. In today's time, the one thing that I have seen is, if you just focus on your job as minute a facet as you can make it, just 1 week at a time, and keep adding wins up, you're going to create a great resume. Now, how will that be viewed from the College Football Playoff Committee? That's their job, and they've done a good job over the last 4 years. They've done an amazing job in selecting the top 4 teams. The other thing that I'll say is, this has been a crazy football year, and there's a lot that could happen in a 3-week period of time. We've seen a lot of good teams all of a sudden wind up with a loss. We're not trying to be one of those teams. We're trying to present the best resume we can by going 1-0 each and every week, and let the chips fall where they may. So we'll control what we can control, which is presenting the best resume to the playoff committee and see what that warrants as far as postseason play.
All right, Coach. Well, we appreciate you jumping on with us ahead of hopefully a game week. It'll be USC and Washington State. You've probably seen a bunch of different times and days out there. What they've settled on for now is Sunday at 4:30. So a little Sunday evening, late afternoon football in the Coliseum. We'll go on at 2:30, and we are looking forward to the team being back out there on the field. I know Coach Helton is as well.